Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Steven. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the new Fluent Booking plugin. This is a must-watch video if you're planning on buying the booking plugin, maybe for your business or maybe for your individual use. This is not a full tutorial on how to use the plugin or how to set everything up. I'm just going to show you the features that are in the plugin and the features that the plugin is missing. So if you want to know what I think about the plugin, whether I'll be using it or not, watch this video to the end and then I'm going to let you know if I'm going to be using the plugin or not. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So the first thing we need to do is to go on their website right here to see the introductory pricing. So they have this 50% off on the lifetime deal, which is usually what they do with most of their plugins when they release them. So if you want to purchase the plugin, this is a great time to do it because you're not going to get any better deal than this. If you scroll down here, you can see that they have three pricing options. So they have 50 websites for $4.99, which is not bad if you ask me, because if you're an agency and you're going to be using this for clients, this is for 50 site license. So this is really good for the price. But the problem is, does it have all the features that you need for your clients? So we're going to find out about that in a few seconds. And then if you need it for just 5 sites, you can go ahead and grab this one. And then if you need for 1 site, you can go ahead and grab this one, which is $99. Let's log into a WordPress website so I can show you guys how easy it is to install the plugin. So just like every other WordPress plugin, once you're inside your WordPress website, you can go ahead and click on plugins and then go ahead and click on add new. So from here, you can go ahead and upload the plugin that you just downloaded. How to download the plugin: once you made the purchase on the WPManageNinja website, you can log into your account. You can go ahead and click on the download link right here, and here you can also see your license key. Go ahead and copy that because you're going to need it. Once you download the plugin, go back to your WordPress website and upload the plugin. Once you upload the plugin and activate it, you are going to see this new option here called Fluent Booking. You can hover over it and then you can go to settings. So from this settings page, you can go ahead and click on the license tab, enter your license key right here. You can see that I did that already, and you can see that my license is currently valid and activated. So the first thing I would like to check out is the dashboard. I want to see what the dashboard looks like. So let's go to the dashboard right here. And once you go to the dashboard of the plugin, you can see that this is really nice. You can see they have all your total bookings, your completed bookings, and the cancelled bookings right here. So I do like the dashboard a lot, the way it is set up. Okay, so now let's head over to the settings section and see what we can set up inside the setting. So most of my clients are in the service-based business, so I use a lot of booking plugins for them because their services, you have to book them online and all those kind of stuff. So I've been using a lot of different type of booking plugins. You guys already know that I've made some videos here on the channel about Booknetic and LatePoint. So those are one of the booking plugins that I've used, and there's a lot other booking plugins that I've used as well. So I'm going to go through this plugin and see what is missing and what is lacking. This is going to be like my personal opinion. So let's jump right into the setting and see what we have into the settings tab. So here on the settings tab, you can see that we have the general settings where you can use your default admin email and you can change your calendar start day. Right here, you can choose Monday or Sunday. So I will select Monday, and you have the time format, which is 12 hours or 24 hours. So I'll go with 12 hours. Over here, we have the summary email. So if you want a booking summary notification, you can go ahead and enable this. This is going to send you a summary of the bookings for the day or maybe every week. So if you select daily, it will send it to you every day. If you select weekly, it will send it to you every week. If this is something that you need, you can go ahead and select it. And I think it's a really nice feature if you want to be getting those summary for maybe at the end of the day, you want to see all the bookings. This is something really nice. I think I like that. And then over here, we have the email settings. You can put your company name. So this is going to be from mail and from email, and also reply to name and also reply to email. If you want to use the host name as the from name, like what we have here, which is going to be like, let's say I'm the host, Steven. If you want to use my name as the from name, you can select this. If you also want to use the host email, you can select this as well. So I think this is really nice feature, so we can agree to that. And then here we have team members. You can go ahead and add multiple team members, and this is actually using your WordPress users. So the team member has to be a WordPress user. So in this case, you can see here that I have SDemo as one of the users, and then I have Steven, which is myself, as one of the other users as well. So you can go ahead and add more user right here just by searching their name. So once you type their name here, it's going to come up. Over here, you can see that we only have these 2 users on this demo website. So that's why we have only 2 right here. And once you select a user, you can decide the kind of access permission you want to give to that particular user. So this is all the access permissions that they have. You go ahead and and select the one that you want to give access to in this case. So I'll go ahead and close this, and then you have the Google Calendar. If you want to integrate that, this is where you're going to go ahead and add all your Google information. So you can add your client ID, client key, and the redirect URL. So if you guys want me to make a tutorial on how to do this, I can make a tutorial showing you guys how to get all these client ID and stuff, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. This is just a walkthrough to show you guys all the functions that we have in here. The same thing applies to the Zoom. You guys can see here that I already connected my Zoom account right here, so that we can see how everything works. And then we have the XMS as well, so you can go ahead and integrate this, but they don't have this available yet. Again, this is a completely new plugin. I know that there's still some features that is not going to be in this video right now that they might still add later on in the future, but we're still going to talk about it anyways. And then the Stripe account, you can connect your Stripe account. You can see here that I already connected one Stripe account so that we can also text the payment out as well. And then the license key. So that's pretty much all we have inside the settings right here. So let's go back here to calendar. This is where you can configure your calendar and also configure the events. I do like the interface. I think this is really clean and really nice. So first of all, let's go here and set our availability. Then we can create a calendar right here. So this is a general availability. You can see here that I have two availabilities here already, and one of them here is Steven's availability. That means I'm only available within these days. You can see, let's go back to the weekly availability right here. So this is the default one. You can see this one is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's from 9 to 5. And then over here on the side, you can override this main availability by adding an overrides over here. Maybe in November, let's say on the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 30th, you are not available. And then you can go ahead and mark these dates as unavailable and click apply. So here you can see that we have from the 14th to the 16th, we are not available, right? And then on the 30th, we're also not available, right? So it will add that right here, and that is not going to show up on your booking calendar for people to be able to book those specific days. So once you're done with your availability here, you can go ahead and click on save changes. So if you go back to availability right here, you can add as many availability as possible. You can give your availability a title and then select the time zone that you want for that specific availability, and then go ahead and click on add new schedule. So this is the two availabilities that we have. Now let's go back here to calendars. So this is where you're going to see all the events that you created. You can see here that we have two events. You can go ahead and add a new host, which is going to be a new user. Basically, like a new team member is going to be like a new host. But if you want to add an event to an existing host, so here we have two hosts, which is SDemo, and we also have Steven. So you can add a new event for this particular host. So you can click here, and then you can create a one-to-one host meeting with your client, or maybe you want to have like a group meeting where you can have multiple people join the meeting, and you can decide how many people you can invite to the meeting. So all the invitees, maybe you can make this like 20. So that means maximum of 20 people are going to be able to join this meeting. Maybe it's a Zoom meeting, maybe it's a phone conference call, or whatever meeting. This is where you're going to select the location where you want this meeting to happen. You can also add maybe online, maybe you have like another platform that you use, and then you can add the link right here. So when they book the meeting, they will be able to go to this particular link to join the meeting, right? Also, you can also edit your events after you created them. You can click on this edit button right here and go back and edit this event. And now each individual event have their own settings. We have the event details, which is where you're going to enter more details, like how many minutes this event is going to be. You can add a custom minutes and put the minutes in here, or you can select the predefined minutes right here, and then you can give your event a description, and you can select the location as well. Right here we have all these locations. Actually, let me go back to the event types. Let me select this one, because this one I already integrated this one with Zoom, so that you can see how you can select the Zoom meeting as well. If I choose this one, you can see that I have Zoom video option right here. This is going to automatically create a Zoom link for the attendees so that they can just click on the Zoom link and join the meeting right away inside your Zoom account. This is really cool, but what I don't like is the fact that I have to set up the Zoom individually for every single host. I wish there was like a general setting for the Zoom, where if you want to enable the Zoom meeting for any host, you can enable that. Let's say when you can have just one central Zoom account, which you can disable for a particular host, or you can enable for a specific host. Because in this case, you can see here that I have a Zoom meeting option right here. I'm able to select it, but if I go back to booking types, which is the calendar right here, you can see here that I have this X demo, which is a host, and then I have Steven as another host. And then over here on the side, you can see the host settings. So this host setting is where you can go in and then you can define the settings for the host. You can put the avatar, you can put the featured image, you can put the name and the title of the host. You can write more information about the host, which is really cool. I like all this, which is fine. And then you can enable landing page feature for this particular host. They have a landing page feature, which is really cool. I do like the landing page option. I do like that a lot. And then you can decide what you want to show on that landing page. Maybe if you have multiple service under this particular host, maybe this host has like a multiple service, you can select a specific service. So here we have 2 under this host. You can select this one to display on the landing page, or you can just select 2 of them, or you can even just select all. I'll show you what that looks like. If I save this and click on view page right here, you can see here it is showing the 2 services that I have under this particular host. So you can go ahead and book this appointment like this, book this one-on-one WP chat with the host. This is what it's going to look like. You select the time. So let's go back to the setting right here. So this is the setting for this particular host, and you can also add the Zoom integration. This is where you can add the Zoom integration for this particular host. So you can see here that I connected the Zoom account already with this particular host. That's why we're able to use that Zoom meeting option as one of the options for them to select. Like if you go back here, let's just select a random date and go to next, and now you can see the options that they have here. So we added 3 options. So one of them is in person at the organizer's address, and then the second one is organizer's phone number. This is where you have to call, maybe it's a phone conversation with a doctor or something like that, I don't know. And then we have the Zoom meeting option right here, right? So once they select that Zoom meeting, and then they can go to next. So now let me go back to Steven. You know that we were working with SDemo, which is one of the hosts. Let me go back to Steven as the host. Let's go to the host setting over here, and now you can see here that I don't have the Zoom account connected. You have to go ahead and connect this Zoom account again. You need to enter your account ID, the client ID, and the secret key. So I feel like it doesn't really make sense to do this over and over again for each host. If you can just have like a general setting where you have the Zoom account integrated, then maybe if you want to enable it individually, you have like enable or disable option for each host. I think that will make more sense than like doing it over and over again. So that's my take on this particular integration with Zoom. I haven't done the Google Calendar yet, so I don't know how that works with individual hosts. So let's go back to calendar because we're not done here in the calendar. Go ahead and open one of these events again. So let's edit event. You see here that we have a lot of options under the event. This is where you're going to have like a different setup for each event. So we already talked about the event details. Let's go ahead and talk about the schedule settings. You can see this is where you're going to select the invitees can schedule within 7 days in the future, or maybe within a specific date range, or maybe indefinitely in the future, right? So this is where you can make that decision for individual event. But I also feel like all these settings, we should have like a general settings for all the events. Then if you want to modify individual events, then you can do that, just like how each host will be able to have their own individual schedule or something like that. Because if you have to do the settings for every event, I think it's just doing the same thing over and over again. If you have general settings for all the events that can apply to all events, and then if you want to override it, you can define a specific setting for that particular event or that particular host. I think that would be like a better way to do it. Again, you can disagree with me. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is just my personal opinion, right? And then we have email notifications. So this is pretty much self-explanatory. You can have a booking confirmation sent to the attendee once the appointment is booked. You can edit individual email notification based on how you want it to look. So you can just click on edit. I do like this interface a lot. It gives you the option to customize the email exactly how you want it. So let me show you what the email is going to look like. So this is just the default email that they have, which you can go ahead and customize yourself. So if you go to my email right here, this is what it's going to look like for the host. You can see see what it's going to look like for the host right here. It's going to give you the event name, when, who booked it, and then it's going to show the location and additional data right here. And then this is what it's going to look like for the attendee or the customer or whoever is making the booking. This is what it's going to look like for them. I think it's really clean. If you ask me, I like it a lot. That's fine. So let's go back to Fluent Booking right here, and you have all these options right here. This one is for confirmation email sent to the organizer. If you want that, you can enable it. Again, you can go ahead and disable any of these notifications that you don't want. And then another thing I like a lot in here is the meeting reminder, right? So let's go ahead and enable that. So the meeting reminder, let's go ahead and edit that. So inside here, you can see that you can have multiple reminder, right? So this one I set to 3 days before the meeting. The attendee is going to receive a reminder 3 days before the meeting, and then they're going to receive another reminder 24 hours before, and then they're going to receive another reminder maybe 60 minutes before. You can add as many reminder as you wish. You can see here, all you have to do is to click on add another reminder, right? So this is really cool. I do like that option a lot. So once you finish here, all you have to do is to click on save email. If you want to remove any of the reminders, you can go ahead and click on this X to get rid of it, and then click on save email. And then we have the booking question. So this one right here, they have the name and the email as the default. So technically you cannot delete it. You can see here that you can delete it. So those are the default ones. You can edit it though. You can change the label. You can change the placeholder. You cannot remove the requirements. So it's required by default. So you can remove that. I think that's fine. The phone number you can delete if you don't want. You can also move this around by using this arrow right here to move it exactly where you want it. Maybe you want the phone number on the top, or maybe you want it at the bottom. You can use it to move it to exactly where you want it to be on the form. And then we have the location option. You can edit the location right here. So you can edit the location, just change the name. You can't really do anything else, which is fine. And then if you want to add more questions for the client or the invitees, you can go ahead and click here. You have the field type. So this is all the options that we have. We have email, text, etc., number, phone, and drop down. And then the payment, you can see here that I wanted to add a deposit option and the full amount options for the attendee or the customer to pay the deposit or pay the full amount. But in this case, it doesn't work because, let me go ahead and save this. Let's go ahead and click on share. Let's go to the landing page, view the landing page so you guys can see. You can see that it's going to try to charge both payments at the same time. So this is an option that I think that should be added so that you'll be able to charge for like maybe a deposit or the full amount. So they will have the option to pay half of the fee or just to pay the full amount. Again, you can just add only the deposit or just add only the full amount. But I think this is a really nice option. I will show you guys an example once we finish this. Let's go back here. Let me show you guys something else. You can see over here where we have to fill the form. Maybe if I want to add a custom field, or maybe if I want to add something like terms and conditions, stuff like that, I won't be able to add it because if you go inside the setting right here and go to the questions, there's no option to add a custom field that will show over here on the booking form. I know you have option to add this booking calendar inside your Fluent Booking form. So let's say you have the Fluent Booking form installed and then you want to create a booking calendar. You can add this calendar over there. I know that option is there. You might be able to add additional fields like maybe terms and services field or whatever field that you want to add. But I do feel like it's something that should be integrated inside the Fluent Booking so that you don't need to add an additional plugin just to get extra 1 or 2 custom fields. For example, if you see this option that I have right here on this website, you can see that we have a custom field right here. So this custom field is something that the customer have to accept. Maybe it's terms and conditions, or maybe they have to read the terms and conditions before they can book the appointment, so they know what is involved and what is going to happen, this and that. And then for some customers that accept deposit before you can book an appointment, not the full amount because maybe they don't want you to pay the full amount up front, and then they can add a custom field saying that, oh, this deposit is non-refundable if you don't show up to your appointment, because people like to waste people's time where they'll book an appointment and then they won't show up to the appointment or they won't show up to the event. In that case, you just wasted the organizer's time. But if you have already made a deposit and you also agreed that that deposit is non-refundable when you were booking the appointment, that is going to save everyone a lot of headaches. So that's why I would really like the custom field option to add that field, and I don't want to have to use the Fluent form to be able to add just one line of custom field. So if that option is included in there, so you can add a custom field, that would be really nice. And then for the payment, I did mention the reason why I added these two payment options right here. So let's go back to this example right here and just fill the form. So here we have the payment. Let's say in this case I have PayPal and then I have Stripe. If I select Stripe, now you will have the option to make the payment of the full amount, or you can make a deposit only amount. So for the payment, this is something that I would really love to see. I wanted to do something like that by adding an additional field here. I don't know, maybe there's something that I'm not getting right here, because here you can add as many payment fields as you want, but then on the front end where they are booking the appointment, it will merge all of them as one payment. I wish there was an option to select maybe this payment, or maybe this one is a deposit, you give it a name, and then this one is a full amount, you give it a name. Maybe they'll have the option to pay the deposit or pay the full amount. I think that would be really nice. So that's it for me for the payment. And then here they have the webhooks. If that is something that you use, you can go ahead and create a webhook here, which is really easy. I like this feature, so that's fine. And then right here under the integration, if you have any of the apps that integrate with Fluent Booking installed on your WordPress website, you can see right here we have the Fluent CRM. You can integrate with this, just select it, and then you can configure all your settings right here. So I think that's pretty much all the settings that we have here. So let's go ahead and complete a booking so that you guys can see what the booking actually looks like, what the customer is going to see after they finish the booking. So let me go back here and turn off the payment option on this one. Let's say this one. Let's just go ahead and disable the payment so we don't have to pay to make the booking. Let me close this ones. Let me go ahead and click on share. Let's go to the landing page. You can also add this to your page builder. Let's say you wanted this to show up on the page builder. You can copy the shortcode and go to anywhere you want on your page, like for example here, and paste it. In this case I'm using Elementor, right? So it's going to be the same for any page builder that you are using. If you also go back here, you can see that they have add to block. You can also go inside the block editor if that is what you are using, and then you can just search for Fluent Booking. Is already there. You can just go ahead and select it. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. I think it's really nice. I like the setting. It's so nice and so clean and so simple. You select a date, go ahead and select the time, click on next, and this is what it's going to look like. Fill all the details. And then let's select Zoom meeting, go ahead and schedule appointment. Okay, so this is what is going to look like once you book the appointment. You're going to see what, when, and who is going to show right here, and it's also going to show where. It's going to show the Zoom meeting URL. You can see that it automatically created the Zoom meeting for you. You can click here and join the Zoom meeting right here. Now if I log into my Zoom account and click on meetings over here, and you can see the meeting that I just scheduled, one-on-one WP chat, and you can go ahead and click on join meeting like this. So that is that, and here the attendee or your customer can add this to their calendar. They can add this to Outlook. They can also add this to Microsoft, and they can add this to other calendars as well. This is really nice. So let's talk about other features, like other functions that can be added to this plugin, maybe on the next version or the versions to come, to make it easy or usable for any type of business to you. Right now, if you're just using it for Zoom meeting and stuff like that, I think it's great. You can go for it. It's going to work, but there's some settings where this plugin is not going to work for me. Again, depends on what I'm going to be using it for. I don't mind using it for something simple like Zoom meetings and stuff like that, where you're going to have like individual hosts and all those kind of stuff. In some other settings, I wouldn't use it for a customer or a client that have like a complex booking settings going on. So I did talk about the custom field. So that's very important. I know a lot of people will say, oh, why can't you just use Fluent Forms and then grade that and add the calendar on the form? Fine, you can do that, but I really don't like the settings when you do that. So I graded one already. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is what it's going to look like. This is just an example. Ignore the information that is here. You fill all your information, and here you have your booking form. So how you do it, let's go ahead and edit the form so you know how everything works. So let's just assume that you already know how to create a form with Fluent Forms, and here is the sample booking form that I have. Let's go ahead and edit this form, and here you can see here that we have the Fluent Booking field. all you have to do is edit it, and then over here under customization, you can go ahead and select the calendar that you want to display. So we have the group chat, right? So this is where you select it. That's how we were able to set that up. So over here you can see how this looks. Now you can see why I don't like it, and then it just looks like a regular contact form instead of looking like a booking form. For example, you can see how this looks really clean, and then you can select your date, and then you go to time, and then select your time, and then you go to the information section. So this look way more cleaner than having like a form like this, like a really long form, and then you have this embedded field in here. I don't know, but I just don't like this. This is just my personal opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So I'll go ahead and close that. So that is one thing that needs to be improved, adding that custom field. And then another thing that I think that needs to be added is the ability to display just right here for this particular host. You can click on the landing page and display all the events that they have, all the events for this particular host. What if you wanted to display all the events for all the hosts where the invitees or maybe the clients will come and book an appointment and select a specific host? As well, like over here, there's a landing page option where you can just click on that landing page and then you can display all the hosts. In this case, I can only display this particular host, or I can even go to, you can see for Steven, there's no landing page enabled. I can go to host settings and then go to enable landing page right here and then click save, and then I can select the event that I want to enable, or I can just use all events and then click save. And now if I go back here to booking type, you can see that I have that landing page URL where I can go and see all the services, but I wish I can just display all the events at once. And then another thing is right here, you have the ability to share individual event, like copy the short code and add it on a page. What if you wanted to display all the events for this particular host? There's no shortcode for this host for me to add it on my page builder or something like that, because if I go to this particular event and click on share, you can see here that I have the option to copy the shortcode for this particular event, and that is going to show only this event. There's no option for me to use a shortcode to show all the events for this particular host, or maybe a shortcode to show all the events for all the hosts, which is the same thing I was talking about with landing page. For me, I think this is something that is needed, because sometimes you just want to display everything. Maybe some clients or some customers already know a specific host, because there might be 2 or 3 different hosts offering the same services or organizing the same event. In that case, you can select the host that you want to go with in that case, right? But you need to be able to display everything. So that is that for me on this one. And then another thing for me is the ability to have multiple time for each type of event. For example, here we have a one-on-one WP chat. So this one-on-one WP chat is currently 45 minutes. What if I want to have like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours for this particular one? I know you say that, okay, I will go back and grade another event, grade another event, grade another event, grade another event for each duration that I want to host. That's fine. But what if you have a lot of services, like if you're using this for like a different thing, or you have a lot of events, and now each event has their own minutes, maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, stuff like that. And let me go back here and show you an example. Maybe it's going to be easier to explain. So if I open this landing page, I have these 2 events here that I have for this particular host. But what if this host also for this one-to-one WP chat, there's 45 minutes, there is 2 hours, there's 3 hours, there's 4 hours. So instead of having all of them display here, you can have all of them display inside here once you open that event type, and then there will be different options for you to select the duration that you want for that event. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me show you guys an example. So here on this example, I've graded this example to show you guys. Here I have WP consultation sample number 2, and then I have WP consultation. So now this is a 2 different events. Just take 2 of them as 2 different events, right? And now when I open this WP consultation sample number 2, you can see that I have 1 hour, and then I have 2 hours, 3 hours, and 4 hours, and this is just for like different prices. So imagine if I were to grade this individually as an individual event. So this is 4, right? If I click back, this second one right here, which is WP Consult, if I open it, there are 3 options right here for this event, plus 4 options right here, so that is 7. So now imagine if I have to come over here just for 2 events that have different times for each event, and then I'm just going to have like already 8 different events for like individual time, where I can just list all of them inside that one event, just like I have over here, right? So you just select the event that you want, and then you select the time that you want for that event. Maybe this is a Zoom meeting or tutorial or consultation. Maybe you want 30 minutes, you want 1 hour or 2 hours. You can go ahead and select that. So this is a really nice option that I think is going to change everything if they have inside the Fluent Booking. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. So for this example that I just showed you right now, how to add like multiple time under the same service or the same event, I can show you what that looks like on the back end. So for example, you can see here that I have the event, right? And then I have 30 minutes, and then I have a charge for that 30 minutes. I have additional direction. This is 60 minutes and this is 120. And then I can add as many as I want. I can add another direction right here, add another one as well. They already have a feature like this for like the payment. If you go in here and click on the payment right here, so enable this. So they already have something like this. They can add this the same feature under those events, so that someone can add maybe additional time for the event. I think this is something really useful. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And then another thing that I really need is the ability to bundle 1 or 2 events together or different services together, because this is something that I use a lot, or my clients use a lot. They bundle services together and give a discount or make a sale. For example, if you go back over here and select this 1 hour right here, now you can see an extra service that you can add to that event, or maybe to that service. Maybe you're offering a service and there's an extra service the customer can select from. Here we have just one extra, but you can add as many extra services as you want under that particular one event. And then regardless of the time that the attendee or the customer selected, whether they selected 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, it doesn't matter. They're going to see the option to bundle it with these extra services if they want. And then it's not by force. They don't have to select it. They can go ahead and continue with their appointment. But this is a really great way to make extra money while offering a service. A lot of my clients use this and they generate more than 30,000 to 40,000 a year using this extra service option, right? So this is something really important for a lot of customers to have. So that is another thing that I would love to see. Again, you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And then another thing I would like to see is the ability to like create like a manual appointment. Let's say one of your attendees or your customer called you over the phone and they wanted to create an appointment. You should be able to go in here at the back end and then create that appointment for them. They don't have to go and book it. And then also the ability for the host or the organizer to cancel the appointment or change the time or the schedule for that appointment. I want to see the ability for that to be able to happen at the back end without the attendee or the customer going to do it manually, because right here I see that in the email I see a link for the customer to reschedule the appointment. They can go ahead and change the appointment, and then another option here is for them to cancel. They can click on it and then it will bring them back to this confirmation page where they will have to cancel the appointment. Like if I go ahead and cancel this appointment right now, it's going to ask you to provide the reason for cancellation. Let's just say hello and then cancel the appointment. Let's go back in here and refresh the page. Let's click on bookings and click on cancel the appointment. Now you can see all the canceled appointments right here. So that's really cool. And also maybe a client or attendee dashboard, so they can just log in instead of looking through their email to find that cancellation link, right? I don't know if that option exists already, but I can't find it. Let me know in the comment section below. And then another really cool option to add is the ability to add multiple hosts on the same event. So instead of creating that event over and over again for each individual host, you can just add multiple hosts one event, and then whoever is booking that event, maybe they already know a host, they can go ahead and select that host. For example, if you go back to this example that I was using here, so regardless of the time or the hours that you selected, you will see the option to select a host. In this case, it's an agent. So if you have multiple hosts in here, I only have one host here. That's why you can see one. If you have multiple hosts in here, you will be able to select a specific host instead of having to grade that event over and over again for individual hosts, right? So you already have all the hosts in the system. You may as well add them to a service if they provide the same service, and their own availability and everything is going to apply to that service when they are offering that same service, right? I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, I know this video is becoming really long for just a quick tutorial on how the plugin works and all that, but I wanted to point out as many things as possible. There's a lot more I could point out, but I don't want this video to be longer than it has to be, so we're just going to go ahead and end it here. Hope this was really helpful for you. I know for you to make that big decision whether you're going to purchase this plugin or not, I know you need to really know what you can do with the plugin, whether it's going to work for your scenario. I know a lot of people have a different need. If you ask me, I will say if it's going to work for you based on everything that I've showed you, you can go ahead and purchase the plugin. I think it's really good for a version 1 of the plugin. I think it's solid, and it's also from a reputable company that have like a lot of plugins that we use already. So no need to worry, you can go ahead and purchase the plugin if you think it's going to work for you. For me personally, it depends on the complexity of the booking scenario. I might be able to use it or I might not be able to use it. So it's not going to work for all type of booking scenarios, right? But at the same time, if you want to invest, that is going to be your decision, or this is my take on it. It's really good for version 1. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.